Hi guys, Woody here and welcome back to the channel. Now, as you would have guessed from the thumbnail, this is a video about what my saves coming up on the channel are going to be for the FM23 beta and the FM23 main save. Before we get into that though, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel and this is something that you're interested in, please subscribe. It's free. It does mean a lot to me. I'm trying to get 300 before FM23 comes out. And at time of recording, I'm 5 short. So if you're watching this and you're not yet subscribed, if you could, it would mean a lot to me. Don't forget to smash that like button as well. Let me know down in the comments what you think of these two choices for my beta save and for the main save. I'm also going to put in between the middle here just a couple of things that I would like to see in FM23. I know there's been a whole heap of those videos out there and stuff, so I'm not going to go too much into it. Just a couple of things that I'm looking forward to, or hopefully a few things that they would change. So my first things first, there's a little bit of clues in the thumbnail there of what teams I'll be taking over. But for the beta, when that comes out, possibly in a few days now, I would say, I'm going to be taking over Leeds. Got to be Leeds. Has to be Leeds. I mean, I support Leeds, and it's really the only time in the game that I usually get to manage them. So. And it's only really for about 2 seasons, so it's got to be them. There's a couple of reasons for it, and I'm going to go through them now. I like the Leeds squad. I think there's a lot of potential there with players as well. There's a couple of positions which do need strengthening, which, means that we can delve into that transfer market a bit and buy some of those players there as well. So that's really, really interesting. I am really looking forward to that, and I cannot wait to be in charge of Leeds. And, like I said, a lot of potential and some positions to fix up on that one. So before we get into the main save idea, just a couple of things that I am sort of looking forward to in FM23, and a couple of things that I hope they slightly tweak. So couple of things that I am looking forward to. The squad planner I think is quite good. I usually make some notes down on paper and I kind of lose them sometimes. So I think it's kind of good having that squad planner there, and I can, plan what I'm going to do. And you don't lose youth players then, because sometimes you know how that can happen. Like, oh my God, that left back is amazing. Little did you forget that 2 seasons ago you signed an awesome 17-year-old or whatever to be your next left back, and then all of a sudden you're stuck then. But so that squad planner could hopefully help there. It is quite good as well, I guess, as a creator, being able to show you guys out there, this is the plan in the next couple of years for what's happening with that squad. So I think that's the main thing that I am looking forward there. There hasn't been too many big reveals coming out in FM23, and I always think it's hard because it's a realistic football game based on football. You can't have too many crazy out there things. I know a lot of people have been wanting a set piece creator, which would be quite cool, but it's really hard to change the actual game of football. So I understand that it's hard for that. So I love the game as it is. There's a few little gripes, but overall I think it's an amazing game, and I've been playing it for 20 odd years, as you know, because CM0102 was the first one I played. And as you know, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you right now, I've got a Gillingham save on the channel. I'd like to say it's going well, but it's actually been a bit of a struggle. So if you want to go check that out, you can have a look. Just click the little thing up in the top corner there, and I'll send you off to the Gills struggle, we'll call it. Anyway, a couple of other things that I hope that they bring, some things that I hope they bring into FM23 that I am looking forward to is I hope they fix the loans system. The loan system is really, really broken. It's really hard to loan players when you're down in the lower leagues, as I'm sure you've seen. And if you watch my videos, you've seen me get really upset with it. You're in League One, you go loan a player from Premier League club, and they're like, yeah, sure, you can have him. By the way, pay his wages, which are £20,000 a week, and also we want you to pay $100K a month for this. And you're like, no, I can't. I'm in League One. So it's really annoying. Hopefully, bigger clubs are more likely to give you loan players as well. So that should be good. One other thing that I am, really hoping that they do is to make players understand their position in the squad. I had a few players over the course of the save. They're like a squad player, and they'll come to you and be like, hey, I'm not playing enough games. And you're like, dude, you've played like 3/4 of the games. You're a squad player, and then they get really shirty and they've got to leave. Like, I've had players be like backups and come back, like, I'm not playing enough. I'm like, mate, you played 10 games for the season. That's like half the games we've played for this season, and you're a backup. Or, you rotate your squad, like your striker's a little bit tired, he's not quite 100% for a game, and so you leave him out for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden, or not, like alternate weeks, and then he comes in and he's like, I'm not playing enough. And you're like, but mate, it's a squad, we rotate. So I hope they kind of get a little bit, a little bit better with that with the players, and they kind of understand squad stuff. Things I am looking forward to as well is the AI sort of adapting to your tactics. I think that'll make the game a little bit more challenging, which, some people might not like, but I think that's a welcome change. And something else that I'm hoping that they'll fix as well. I know all the graphics and that. I'm not gonna go into the graphics and stuff like that, but I guess some of those animations could slightly be tweaked. And something else I am looking forward to, hopefully, is they sort of change, basically what can happen with goalkeepers, because goalkeepers never ever get injured in a game and they never get red carded, which those are two things that do actually happen in football games. So it would be nice if that could happen. I'm not, I don't want to go crazy with goalkeepers being sent off at left, right, and centre, but, that's a thing that happens occasionally. They make a rash challenge and they get sent off, and they also get injured in a game. It is rare, but it does happen. So I think adding that in as well will add a little bit more realism to the game as well. They're just a couple of things. Let me know down in the comments what you would like to see, what you're looking forward to as well. Anyway, my main save. The main save after the beta, after I've had my little fun with Leeds, I am going to take over the first Premier League club to be relegated out of the Football League. I'm taking over Oldham Athletic. Yes. So I don't know if you may not know, but Oldham did actually were in the Premier League. They were one of the founding members in the Premier League. I think they did their first season in the top flight when it was Division 1, when Leeds won it in 92. Then they did 2 years in the Premier League, just missing relegation that first season, and then unfortunately getting relegated the second season after that, when I believe there was 22 teams. And they went down then to, which would be Division 1 / the Championship. They messed around in there for a couple of years, then went down to League 1. They were really, really solid in League 1 for a good few years, and then they had some bad ownership, some really, I wouldn't call them strange, but just managers who didn't work out and were there for a very short amount of times. And then, unfortunately, financial problems and stuff, they've find themselves now being been relegated from League 2 into the Panorama National League. So I think this is going to be really, really interesting. So I don't know how they're going to look. They've just been bought by new owners as well, so that's going to be quite cool as well. I don't know what sort of financial problem they're going to be in. I think I was reading somewhere debts of maybe up to $1 million, which is, or 3/4 to $1 million. I'm not sure how true those numbers are and whatnot, and what it'll be represented in the game, but that'll be really, really interesting to see what sort of state they're in. And, a team coming down from League 2 into National League thinking, oh yeah, we'll romp that. Well, if you have a look at the table at the moment, Oldham actually find themselves 1 point from the drop zone in the National League. So it is very, very difficult. And let's not forget that in the National League, there is Wrexham are still in there. So they're going to be very, very hard to beat. The National League is very hard to get out of, with only a top spot going, and then a couple of playoff places, which are only single-legged as well, which makes it really, really hard to get out. But my plan is to get Oldham from the National League all the way back to the Premier League, where they sort of started when the Premier League started, and hopefully build them into the biggest club in that sort of greater Manchester area, and sort of dominating the two Manchester clubs, which would be quite cool, and hopefully just picking a whole bunch of their discarded youth players up in the process. I'm really, really excited about that. I did a 5-year rebuild on Oldham on FM23, and struck a little chord with me once they got relegated. So I'm looking pretty excited to get that Oldham challenge started. So I think it's going to be quite hard. and it'll definitely be a lot of fun trying to get Oldham back up there. I've been spitballing a few names. One was like Riches to Rags and back again, but that's quite long-winded. The other one's like Oldham to Ohm, where I've kind of like dropped the H off from home, so it's not like Oldham to home. It's like Oldham to Ohm. I don't know. If you think of a better one, let me know in the comments, and or I'll stick with Oldham to Ohm maybe. Anyway, guys, they're my two save ideas for the beta and for the main save coming out. If either of those saves tickle your fancy and you're not yet subscribed, if you could, that would mean a lot to me. And I guess maybe the next time I see you is, I think we've got a Chatham one coming out after this or somewhere around here. Depends, but FM23 coming out very, very soon. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.